GM fam, we are live with your hosts, Zircon, Soul Investor, myself, talking about NFTs, everything going on this week, or maybe nothing going on this week. But we are gonna talk about some stuff. There's things like tile pilots. We got a lot of downhills going on right now. It's pretty much not a good week. I can't wait to talk about it. What's going on, Soul Investor? How you doing, man?
Not too bad. Markets are a bit boring in terms of nothing's really happening. But hey, look, there are one or two collections pumping and volumes above 60K on the 24 hours. So not doing too bad.
Nice. What's up, Zircon? How's life in your place?
Everything's fine, Phil. I've been trading a little bit. We actually managed with the guys to hit one wallet with MXRC, which I thought it was gonna be impossible. So we managed to get like 5K tokens. They aren't doing well, to be honest. So it wasn't like the biggest thing. It's not much profit. I think we make like $100 out of it. And yeah, checking a little bit of Bitcoin, watching some of the projects that are going to be launching on Solana as well. Not too much
Yeah.
going on. To be fair, I've been making some research on some projects on Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about one that I already mentioned in the private chat. If you guys wanna watch it, but yeah, not much. I think it's a matter of time until we wait and we have some of the launches we've been waiting, such as Bodogos and that kind of stuff. And then I think the market is going to start changing again, as we always see. And hopefully we can have a little bit of a NFT bull run. I don't know if it's going to be, if it's going to last long, to be fair. Because we're not in the best market conditions right now, but hopefully it can last a little bit long so we can have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying right there. I think right now for me, this is basically what I would call my time to just look at things and see what projects are doing right now. And probably I'm gonna start actually like digging in and buying some stuff. I mean, we have Solana like down all the way to like the $18 range. We
Yeah.
talked 2 days ago, and I think it was like at near $21 if I remember. So a lot has changed since 2 days ago. NFTs in general, Soul Investors, this is one thing that you kind of got in the money, was that you actually thought the opposite of what I was thinking. I was thinking NFTs would be going up in price with Solana going down, and it's actually both kind of going down right now. Both markets, which kind of went in your range. I mean, we have a lot of these projects kind of in the down. Really, the only one which is surprising is in this list is Community 3. I don't know what happened there or what they're doing, but majority of everything else is it's already trending downwards, which was another interesting factor in this whole NFT ecosystem. But definitely a lot to talk about. I mean, Soul Investor, you got some words?
Yeah, it's strange. So it's just projects just aren't pushing out updates. That's the first thing. And second thing, we're not seeing too many mints, but the general consensus seems to be that this month and next month is going to be kind of bullish for the space. It's worth noting that about what, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, we were sitting at like 40 to 48K volume. Now we're about 60 to 70K volume.
Yeah.
So we're seeing almost a 2x on daily volume. We're seeing one or two collections pumping. I think if projects start pushing out updates, they can have a decent run. And I think the market comes back a little bit when we get all of these hype mints dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other factor is what happened with the SEC and Coinbase, because within that document that we were reading, the SEC basically said it right there. They said a couple of cryptos are securities, and a statement like that really puts an impact on these different crypto coins. Like, Solana was one of them. So if that is the case, and which seems to be the case right now, even though they're going through this whole thing, then U.S. exchanges will have to ban all these crypto coins. So that's, I don't know how that's gonna play out in a couple of years. So it's just it seems like people are finally just like how would I say finally getting this in their minds and seeing that, okay, this actually just happened. So maybe de-risking on some coins. So crazy.
I don't know, guys, if you checked this one. Go back to Chexo for a second, Phil. Maybe it's not the best time to check it out, but Magic Eden has been dethroned. I talked about that with the guys a few days ago because it was in the 24 and in the 7-day volume. On the 24, Magic Eden regained the top one, but if you look on the 7-day position, Tensor is the number one marketplace on Solana right now on the 7-day volume.
I actually think that Magic Eden has been ignoring Solana, and they've been focusing on Bitcoin, focusing on Polygon, wherever the money is flowing. And well, there's no more money in Polygon, but when there was, they were focusing on that. I think when the Solana bull run comes back, they start focusing on Solana again. I'm not sure if it'll be a little bit too late. We saw with what's that platform called Solana Art, something like that.
Solana.
Solana Art. They tried to regain attention after being quiet for a little bit, and it didn't really work out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, even I'm slowly shifting to Tensor because I've been using mainly Magic Eden recently.
But
what's crazy is I like that.
Speak.
I like that you mentioned that because I would have to argue the point that Magic Eden is coming back. Tensor had its moment on a 7-day, like the past 3 weeks. They reached the top. That was awesome to watch. But Magic Eden, they came out with this thing. The chapter 2, they said starting today we are launching NFT aggregation on Solana, embracing composability, offering minus 20.25% maker fee on Magic Eden for a limited time. Now you can earn SOL when your offers are accepted. They removed what do you call that? Core Cube, I think it was called. Correct me if I'm wrong. The AMM,
and they bought it and sent it to the grave.
I guess they combined it together, just made it into one, and it's just one of those things. Like, they're not going away. They lost the battle, but they're still in it for the war. And I think overall it's great for the ecosystem to see this type of competition. But I do think they're gonna come back as the number one. And it's already showing the 24-hour here. Magic Eden's on top, and they're probably gonna hold it for a while. And that's what I think.
So I use Magic Eden for 2 reasons. One, it did have a little bit more listings, so you could find sort of low floor prices on Magic Eden compared to Tensor. That has shifted because now Tensor has integrated Magic Eden's listings. So now, that reason to use Magic Eden has been removed. Secondly, and this is interesting, usually bids are lower on Magic Eden compared to Tensor. So if I'm looking to buy into a collection, I go on Magic Eden and I see how many listings they are. The dog's going crazy again. Recent listings, etc. Just to see if holders are trading on Magic Eden, and if they are, then I'll put bids on Magic Eden instead of Tensor, because then I get it for the low price, and then I can sell on Tensor. But that's how I usually play it.
And it's funny you mentioned. I've noticed, but I never realized how powerful that was to actually check out the bits. I've seen it on some collections that usually on Magic Eden they try to just outperform the ones that are trying to sell. And it's like, okay, you want to sell? I will offer you 2 peanuts for your NFT. And I don't know. I don't see it that way. I see bits as a powerful tool because you can just put your bits and just do something else and just check the market. So whenever you want, but you have your bits there and you don't have to be worrying that someone is gonna drop the floor price or that it's gonna pump like crazy. You just drop your bits and let them be. And people on Magic Eden usually don't take advantage of that tool. On Tensor, people usually bid a little bit higher, closer to the floor price actually. So, but I never realized how powerful that was.
So there's an interesting comment that just came on from Pickle Dice. I don't know if you guys were able to read it, but he made a great statement. I think BTC and ETH are the future. Most alts are being targeted by the SEC and Bud Media. And there's this one thing that just crossed my mind was when Soul Investor said BTC the gods are up. What? How much percentage was it, Soul Investor? You said 6%, 60%.
60%. They were sitting at like one Bitcoin about a week ago. They're at 1.6.
Damn.
I disagree with this comment though. And so one of the main reasons why Solana has been listed as a security or being considered a security by the SEC, it's because of their burning mechanism. This doesn't really make much sense to me. So what the SEC is claiming is that because Solana has a burning mechanism, people will view Solana more as an investment that the price is going to drive up, and they're putting that on the burning mechanism rather than a token that people will use within the ecosystem, which, if that's the case, then it's a commodity. So it's a little bit strange for the SEC to claim that, because Solana is still highly inflationary. I wouldn't say highly inflationary, but it is inflationary and significantly more inflationary than ETH. And ETH's burning mechanism is stronger than Solana's. So it's a bit weird that they used that reason to claim that Solana is a security, and they didn't include ETH in that statement. So that was weird by the SEC. Either way, we've seen with Ripple how long these court cases tend to go on for. And the SEC isn't directly suing Solana here. They're going after Coinbase and Binance. And Coinbase and Binance haven't delisted Solana. So I don't think there's too much of a concern there. And it seems like Coinbase and Binance are holding strong to their beliefs. And it is a complicated argument to make. Is this a security or is it a commodity? So yeah, that's sort of my take on it. I think this is a short-term FUD thing. I don't think it holds strong. Solana is still sitting between 18 and 20, so we've not seen like some sort of major crash because of it, and that just shows how markets are viewing this.
Yeah, I mean, just like by what Miles Dusher here says, he kind of, he's kind of in the same boat with Pickle Dice's comment. By the way, great comment. Great debate here. He basically lays down the Howey test here and says, the four criteria here from what the SEC was pretty much like throwing out: an investment of money in the common enterprise with exceptional profit to be derived from the efforts of others. And all those tokens, coins are pretty much within that realm from what the SEC is arguing. So FUD, how long will the FUD be? I mean, that's the question I personally have. How long is this going to last, and how much will this impact Solana and ADA, just all these different coins? I do not know the answer to that. So it could be a huge hit because this, the United States. So what's going on, BC? How's everything? Everything's going well, man. Everything's going on. We're talking everything right now, NFTs. So I think overall, we were talking about Magic Eden. We were talking about Tiesco. What's going on with the volume right now? It's kind of even. I would compare it to what I think back in July 2022 around that time the volume was still the same. So
the other day I was trying to remember which projects did launch on July 2020. I couldn't remember. I started making my diggings, and I found projects that launched on June, which were the week of Vandals. I don't know if you guys remember, but Vandals
Oh.
dropped that week. Gcon, but I couldn't find any projects that actually launched on July of that same, because we are near that same daily volume. So I was just thinking which projects did launch on that date to see how they did on, on like the long run, the 6 month gap, but I couldn't find any. So I'm still I'm still blind there.
That dude, what? So I'm trying to remember. Okay, so just backtracking. September was the month of Utes. You can see
Yeah,
like Utes went nuts here, and like the little hype Utes had before, like people coming in from Ethereum, the whole Twitter acceptance whitelist extravaganza in that month, and
yeah.
right before that, dude, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember anything before Utes. The Solomus, I don't know if you remember
No,
anything, but
No.
I remember that period because I was losing a crap ton of money buying the dip on Legion Dojo at the time.
Oof.
I lost thousands of dollars on that play, and I remember buying the dip there because there's nothing going on in the markets and Utes was coming up, so I was looking for that
Yeah.
rotation of volume back in. Uh, yeah, I remember that quite well. There was nothing dropping in terms of mints, and Frank was saying that sort of towards September, Frank was saying that he's bringing the bull run back, and then that's when we got the spike. And I think ABCs may have dropped after that, or hate swap,
Oh yeah,
one of the
maybe.
two, something like that. Because then HG started pumping the markets again after that.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And
that's all.
that I think
Yeah,
that big
that's
spike is Solana dropping to $10 around December, January, and that's when we got like crazy volume because Solana was like between 10 and like $15.
Yeah, and we have the bunk drop on that same period of time. I think
Yeah,
bunk was around the end of. I mean, bunk dropped like earlier than that date, but I exploded around the end of December, if I'm not wrong.
yeah. And Cleanosaurus came out in January. No,
Yeah,
not January.
no,
Cleanosaurus came
November,
out in yeah, November,
November,
December.
the 20 something of November,
oh,
because I checked the date. That was one of the projects I was checking.
okay,
What?
okay. I think I'm okay. I'm going through some old videos 1 year ago. Just Ape, Just Ape was one of them. The the Carl Jones NFT. I forgot what it was called from the Boondocks. Bubble Goose.
Oh,
Yeah, Bubble
oh
Goose.
yeah, just a
Bubble.
Bubble. Yeah,
Yeah. And I forgot what this other one was called. There was Space Potatoes came out. They didn't do so well. That Coral NFT one came out. OK Bears, I think, right? Or OK
No,
Bears was
okay.
like
no.
six.
Bears
No,
came
OK
out
Bears
Bears was
was
way
farther
before
than that.
that.
yeah, Bears was on March of 2022.
Oh, Degens. The Degens
Yeah,
came out
maybe
around
that
June.
Legion Sweepers, right?
Yeah, they came out right before Utes. There was a whole drama
Yeah,
with
yeah. There we
yeah.
go. Just Ape and Legion Sweepers were the two the two two of the main mains of July of that year.
Yeah.
February was around the time that Alpha Virus went from 1 sol to about 20. Because I remember we interviewed Snooze right before that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, around February, March.
Yeah. We have more comments. Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I hold Bitcoin, developing Ethereum, invest in Solana. That's what I use for blockchain. And interesting
Yeah.
stuff. Well, overall, just like everything, just as far as going on, like volume's down, and we have NFTs here. Just like, I mean, I'll just go down it. Just go down all these. Anybody's at 7 Solana. Experiments
Wow.
at 0.60, which is Jersey's NFT. ABC's at 28. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they actually warped or not with Bitcoin, but it seems to be going down. Elixirs. I remember when these babies were like at 50 Solana. They're at 7. Cleanosaurus is getting its dip finally at 56 Solana, and Tile Oil at 3 Solana. We have the heist finally coming down. Well, I don't know about that one. 10 Solana. It's still on support line right now. Mad Labs is getting a small little hit, but not much. Oogies is still at 14. Tile Pilots at 8 Solana. So I mean that's basically majority. OK Bears 45 Solana. That is definitely a hit on that type of project. So
I like Klanos at like high 40s. I think it's solid. However, they have so I think the next big NFT event is in September. Klanosaurus tends to pump leading up to those events.
Yeah.
So they also have the burn thing coming out. I'm not sure when that's dropping, but that could cause a small pump in Klanosaurus. So yeah, maybe mid to high 40s. If I think that could be solid, especially if the burn is coming, and then you can sell it and then get back in before whatever event we have in September.
Yeah. I don't think you guys are fans of OK Bears. They
Not really.
they had their they're finally at a low point right now. They hit freaking around 80 Solana, which was something that a lot of people were surprised from because they were back down to 40. So I don't know. I'm personally liking this, but I'm waiting for a little bit more downtrend with everything that's gonna happen this month. But it is one of them. Mad Lads is just my main one that I'm still just looking at. But experiments, this one, kind of interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Jersey in a while.
Same.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
got experiments right here. The last tweet was basically Jersey saying on June 3, someone got the alpha on experiments a little early. We've got a couple of products, features rolling out. Monstrosities, VOs, gamified system, laboratories, evolution, and more. Excited for the comeback expansion will bring to the table. And that is that was it. That was his last statement. June 3, rolling June 8. So 5 days, huh?
My issue is that the art is, I mean, it looks cool, but it's kind of ugly in the sense that it's aliens and like these weird zombie fight things. I don't really see many people PFPing it, and I'm not surprised because who wants an ugly PFP?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't like the side look of the NFTs. Like they are not looking. They're looking to the side. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's no. I don't know. It's kind of weird for me.
I made some money off of this one.
I
You
remember
made
Phil
a
buying
bag
at
of this one.
0.4.
Yeah. These were like
a 10x.
These were great ones. And they're back down to like 0.60. So like
on Cosmic Apes. If we're talking about like these low market cap.
What's going on with Cosmics?
Oh man, those dogs are going wild.
You get us a dog.
I got like throwing like some meat onto my neighbor's side, so like they keep quiet and just eat. Okay, so we were speaking to John on the Discord. I think yesterday or the day before, and it seems like the timeline is that what they're going to do is each Cosmic Ape Crusader gives you a free pre-sale to their upcoming collection. So that pre-sale will most probably happen in Q4 of this year. And then his new collection will probably drop in Q1 of next year. So there's still a bunch of time. I'm going to trade a bunch of other things, and then I'll be revisiting this at around Q4 maybe. I'm still planning on picking up 100. I think I want like 5 now because we were flipping these a lot every time for like a 2x. So I'm going to wait for them to drop sub 1, maybe around that 0.6 to 0.8 range. And I'll just keep accumulating every now and then. Try to get up to maybe between 30 to 50. and then in Q4 I'll throw in another 50 Sol and then get that up, get my listings up to about 100. That's
Yeah,
what
well,
my plan with this.
yeah, this is gonna be this one. I realized that they haven't really said anything for like the past month. They've been quiet since April 28th. That's either so two things. It's one thing is they're probably like building and they're staying quiet, or they just have been ignoring. And it's probably building. It's from the alpha you're getting. So
Yeah, the alpha's sort of in the group chat. I don't think we're going to see too much on the announcement sides for a couple of months. They made an announcement before that last month because they released their game, which completes the original roadmap of the project. So now that the original roadmap of the project's completed, they're working on the next collection, which will be a completely separate collection. It won't have ties to Cosmic Ape Crusaders. It's going to be something completely new. And they don't really plan on doing anything else with Cosmic Ape Crusaders except maybe a couple of bug fixes with the game, maybe add 1 or 2 features for fun. But Cosmic Ape Crusaders is a thing of the past, and they're entering a completely new phase. But that's going to happen towards the end of the year. So more than enough time to accumulate. I don't really see any announcements coming in anytime soon.
all right.
A lot of people from YogDAO and DKS know about all of this, everything John's been working on. So that's actually why it's been holding above 1 Sol, and every time it dips below, it quickly comes up because someone from YogDAO or someone from DKS sweeps it. So yeah, we are having smart money move in, and we're all DCAing into this collection. But unless you're part of those exclusive groups, you don't really know about it, and we're not pumping it too hard because we also don't want the whole ecosystem to know about this too early. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening.
Interesting
That's
stuff in
nice.
the cosmics. Yeah, and so we also have some drama going on. Zircon, I mean,
Yeah.
you've been kind of looking into this. What the hell's going on with
Yeah.
these gods?
This is what happened. Do you guys remember? These are the Sol Gods. This is one of the OG collections in Solana. Basically,
Yeah.
they decided to. I don't know if they burn NFTs into Bitcoin or they just dropped a new collection. I don't know that side of the story. But basically, what happened is they were gonna drop a reduced part of the supply. They have a 10K collection, and they were gonna drop 666 into Bitcoin. They were gonna inscribe those NFTs into Bitcoin. But what happened, there was a lot of drama around them because the mint was kind of expensive, around 350 USD, if I'm not wrong, like at the same price of actually buying the floor price of a Sol God. And the other thing was that they were doing it on Solana through USDC. They weren't gonna mint on Bitcoin directly. They were kind of getting the money from Solana, and you are gonna get the airdrop on Bitcoin. You're gonna buy on Solana and get the airdrop on Bitcoin. And there was some drama around it because you could check the actual tweet on Kerry. He called them a cash grab, straight to that. He called them a cash grab. And there's a few points that I get it, but I don't know. Since I'm not following the whole collection, I don't know what they've been doing on the past like 6 months. The only thing I know is that they rebranded. What I discussed with one of the guys that actually bought is that maybe it was a good play because you're getting an actual NFT on Bitcoin, and you could get some whitelist and stuff on Bitcoin with holding one of those NFTs, because I've already seen that happening with dudes from Solidarity with the gods on Bitcoin, and there was another collection on Solana that actually make a fraction of their supply on Bitcoin, and they were getting really good plays for Bitcoin, since they are kind of the trending topic right now. But I don't know. There's always this discussion on whether it's a cash grab or not for a collection to drop a part of their supply on Bitcoin. if you consider that your collection might be a good play on the long run, I don't see it as a bad idea, since you're getting NFTs on the biggest blockchain that we have available right now. So it's like making a part of history. But I don't know. I wanted to bring it to the table to hear your opinion, guys, about this one in particular.
I'll go first. I went through the whole. So I went. I'm glad Curry said this. To be honest, just to put a different perspective on things, because I went through bonks and I bought a bunch of bonks from the Soul Gods, and it it completely went to zero. I mean, these guys are bringing this to Bitcoin, but I guess it's going to be in Solana. It's not going to be minted with BTC. So that's kind of curious. That doesn't seem right. Something even HGU Soul mentioned here, and it should at least mint in BTC if it's really want to build on BTC or give free to existing holders. So, I gave the dude a shot on Bonxies. Nothing has happened for like the past 6 months. This guy Hex. So I mean, I'm not gonna personally touch this. I want to see what happens. So the Soul Investor, your turn.
They have another collection. They have two collections on Solana.
Yeah.
They have this one. They have another called Bridged, and now they're releasing a Bitcoin one.
What
I'm
about
offended.
Bonxies?
I didn't even know they were connected to that. This is new. This is new to me.
Yeah, they are. That's Hex's baby.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then screw all this. This is all just like some sort of strange cash grab, because like I kind of know a little bit about Hex, because there were periods of times when I was looking to buy Soul Gods before it pumped. However, I've never had too much confidence in whatever they've been doing, because you don't really hear much about them. Look, it seems to me like maybe this guy wants to build on Soul, but everything he does just doesn't do as well. It's weird to say that considering his original collection's at 15 floor price, but these guys were once considered to be the next D-Gods, which never happened. Yeah, look, to me, it's the whole Bonksy thing. I find that very strange, and I definitely find the mint price to be strange. I agree with HG. Mint. They should either mint in Bitcoin for a fraction of the price of their floor price, or give it to free for existing holders.
Yeah. So Soul Investor right here. Omni Creator has taken 100% ownership of Bonksy's NFT project, even though they technically started it, but now they're really saying that they own it. And Bonksy NFT is from Omni Creative, and it's from the Fracture, which is the Soul Gods. So, boom.
No, look, they have the Soul Gods, they have Bridged, they have this whole Bonksy thing. Now they have a BTC collection. It's too much for me. If I held this collection, I would sell.
And one of the main arguments that, because obviously they dropped all this, and Hex had already planned that this was going to happen, so he knew what to say to every single thing that people acknowledge about the collection. And one of the main thoughts that went around was, why minting on Solana, or when you could mint for the same price on Bitcoin directly? And they say no, it was because of the price of the because Bitcoin is slow. And actually, I don't get that point, because you could make the mint last like a week. You're in no rush right now. And if they had already, because I checked that they had like sold out like 500 of the 600 NFTs, so it was like 150 remaining for public. So there's no excuse. They could just run the mint for a week on Bitcoin and let people do transactions as low as they needed. So So there was no rush. So yeah, I just give them the benefit of the doubt, because they can actually, for the holders, because they can actually made some money out of having an NFT on Bitcoin, because all of them are crazy expensive. But that's the only point I see on why it might be a good idea. Then I don't get it. And after, but what we've seen on Bonks is that actually people made money with them, but not, it was not like the biggest amount of people. It was just the ones that got whitelist and the ones that actually enter early and flipped it. If you hold it, you're like Phil, you're on losses. So I don't know. With the bridge, it happened the same thing. They dropped on, I think, 4 Sol or 2 Sol or something like that, and they never like took off. So again, every single collection they drop hasn't been really successful, taking out the original gods. That I think, as the tombstone, they are just hanging on being OGs on Solana, and that's the main reason why they didn't went straight down to like 2 Sol or 3 Sol. Because I don't know, I haven't heard of them like never that they were building something good for the ecosystem. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I just wanted to debate something
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
track record is horrible, basically. So
That being said,
But-
also just give the benefit of the doubt. He might just be building and he needs a little bit more funds. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
I'm not part of this ecosystem, so I'm not going to throw shade and be like, this dude is just cash grabbing, etc., etc. I really don't know. I personally wouldn't touch it, but if he is building,
I'm not saying
good for him.
I'm not saying he's a cash grab. I'm saying he has done horrible, like with his past projects. So, and if he can't handle it, then I'm sure he won't be able to handle with this one. It's probably gonna go down, and it's just it's track record. So we have something else as well. Maybe a small little talk. Zero Monkey Biz. Zircon, I think this is one that you also been like just snooping around in the dungeons.
Yeah.
What's going on with these guys?
I don't really have an exact idea of what they're doing. To make the story with some context, there's a collection called Ordinal Monkey Biz that dropped on Bitcoin, and that skyrocketed
Yes.
like crazy. They dropped for like 0.1 Bitcoin, that was around 2.5k USD, and now they are sitting over 100k. So you made like 25x on 2.5k USD, which is insane. I don't know how, I don't know why. I just know that the guy behind you can look it as OMB. No, OMB is the actual project.
It's Ordinal Maxi Biz.
Or Ordinal Maxi Biz. There you go.
That's the one.
No,
You missed it. Oh,
no.
we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
No, just okay. Just search OMB.
Yeah. When you put OMB, MA.
There is no monkey. Whoa.
Ordinal Maxi. Come on, Phil. You can do it. Ordinal Maxi. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Jesus.
Yeah.
How in the hell?
If it makes you feel better, neither do we. But that other collection we were looking at, the Ordinal Monkey Biz or Zero Monkey Biz, whatever it is, it's actually the same artist who made that project, who did this artwork. So that's why it's pumping.
As far as I know, the one on Bitcoin, this one, the Ordinal Maxi Biz, pumped because of the founder. The founder is someone called ZK, that actually is a guy that is well known on the ecosystem. I didn't know about this guy, but I've been trying to connect the dots between the people on Solana that are linked to some of these collections and the guys on Bitcoin to try and see if I can actually get collections early. And I've seen some people talk about this guy. I never heard about it, but apparently this guy is well known on the crypto ecosystem. I don't know what they're building, but it's kind of like those plays that are just the founder that makes you bullish, like when AGE dropped ABC and no one knew that it was AGE, and once they said it was AGE, start pumping like crazy. Well, this is the same thing. And I think the ones on Solana are pumping because of the artist and because they might be a connection, but I'm not quite sure if there is actually a connection between the both collections.
It's the artist. It's the same artist.
Oh, it's the same artist. Okay.
Yeah, they're doing one or two other things behind the scenes, but it's really the fact that it's the same artist that's catching attention.
Yeah.
I was looking at these at Tensor, and I just
Yeah.
faded them. I didn't even click on it because I thought it was some sort of SMB derivative. But apparently it's actually something. And now it's sitting at 40 Sol.
Yeah, I saw them and I thought it was I actually thought it was wash trading and a rug because it looked similar. And I was like, there's no way this guy is dropping a second collection after hitting 100K on Bitcoin. Why would he drop the collection on Solana? And now we're here with a collection from the same artist and apparently checking if they're dropping something. Yeah, I actually regret because it's one of the top plays of the week, actually, if you think about it.
Crazy. Now we've gone through a lot that has happened the past week. I'm actually surprised there's still crazy things going on at this week with like the volume at its lowest. But overall, any last words, Soul Investor, for the good people out there?
Don't mint drugs. How's that?
Great stuff out there. Famous last words, Zircon.
I thought that was great.
Get the Bodogos whitelist right now. I've seen a ton of whitelists on a ton of projects, and you don't want to miss that one. Please go and get a Bodogos whitelist. It's not that hard to get right now. Maybe you're gonna get on the overallocated whitelist, but it's better to be whitelisted and try and get one that not getting whitelisted and not having a chance at all, because I know as a fact that there's a lot of whitelists going on the overallocated side. So hopefully you get yours and you get your Bodogos, because this is gonna be one of the best of the top plays when they mint.
I actually have alpha.
Oh, what's the alpha?
Okay, so here's the thing: the whitelist is going to be overallocated, but if you still want to hit on whitelist, this is what you do. Phil, do you mind going to Magic Eden again?
Yeah.
Sorry, go to Solana. And search Deez node. DEEZ. That's the one.
There you go.
So yeah, crazy project. So these guys have the strongest node, in my opinion, on Solana. I think they minted like 1,000 OK bears or something crazy like that. So join their Discord, give a different wallet address for Bow Buddies if you're in the whitelist, and just see if and just pay for the botting service. And they're most probably hit.
How much is the botting service?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely under 1 Sol.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually, I know because we have competed with these guys. I hate these guys. It's really hard to get NFTs.
I know the
botting service. Yeah, it's really hard to get some NFTs with a bot when you're competing with this, because they have the strongest node on the market available. And one thing that happened back in the day was that if you had a botting service on a DAO, for instance, you couldn't purchase a Deez node because they wouldn't allow it. I mean, if you have a botting service, you couldn't undercut the price of them. I mean, if they were minting for 1 Sol and you have the Deez node and a botting service offer, you have to go above 1 Sol because they wouldn't let you compete if you did that. So they are like the toughest guys in terms of botting, and I have tried like a few times competing with them, and there's no chance. So yeah, if you can actually If they are actually voting for Budogos, it's like your highest chance to get a mint and your NFT on the overallocated side is by voting with them.
I would bot with them. And by the way, John from Cosmic Ape Crusaders, he's the co-founder of
Oh,
these nodes.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
This is why I'm bullish on them. Like, you guys don't understand who this guy is. Like, think about it. His main collection is sitting at 1 soul, and his other collection is sitting at 125 soul. Like,
So the guy who owns 101 Tile Robotics is a co-founder of these nodes, which is like the most powerful node right now, and has his collection called Cosmic Apes, sitting at less than 1 soul.
Less than 20 bucks.
I'll blow your mind even further. So he owns a 101 Teos, which he bought for about $130,000. He owns over 100 Teos, probably over 200 to 300 pilots. He's the second biggest holder of Catalina whales, right behind So Big Brain. He's part of he's part of Yoga DAO. He's one of the richest people on Solana. He's one of the biggest whales. He backheld his whales and Teos to $7 million and didn't sell anything because he does, like, to him, like, NFTs is more of a passion thing than anything else. So he didn't really care about the $7 million.
Wow.
He has co-founded D's Node, which is sitting at 125 soul floor, and his main project is at 1 soul. And he's completely revamping this entire project come Q1 next year. So, I mean, you want alpha. Dude, even he hates that they're apes. I mean, you can ask him. You can join the Discord and just ask him, hey, do you like the apes? And he'll just say no.
Oh,
The
really?
ape concept is,
Yeah.
I don't really like the ape concept.
Yeah.
So they're going anime. That's going to be their new thing. But yeah, the point is that the alpha is get Badogos on a completely different wallet and get in touch with the guys from D's Node, see if they can bot it for you, and you most probably hit.
Very well said. Well, that is everything we have for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure you mint that like button, mint that subscribe button. Hit some comments below anything you guys want us to talk about next week. A lot of good stuff today. We go live Tuesdays and Thursdays around this time, 8:30 Eastern time, give or take. And much love. Follow the boys here on Twitter below. And peace.